Hi, this is Mike again, and I'm going to introduce you today to my wife, Ben. We got a little story to tell you of something we went through about a year ago next month. Uh, Last year, Ben was having a few little issues and went to the doctor. And around the age of 45 now, they like for you to have a colonoscopy done. And Ben just a little bit over the age of 50, and she had already passed that point, had not had a colonoscopy done, and her doctor decided that it was time to have one and go ahead and get that set up. So she had that set up, and I'm going to let her go ahead and tell you what was going on, and we'll get to talking a little bit about that. Go ahead, Ben.
Well, was having acid reflux really bad, and so I decided that I would go and see if I could go to the GI and see if I could have something done about it. And they wanted to do the endoscopy, but she looked at my age and decided that since she had me there, that we would go ahead and do the colonoscopy as well. So, for her to do the endoscopy to get rid of the acid reflux, I had to go through the colonoscopy. So I agreed, and I did the colonoscopy and the endoscopy, and 2 days later, I get a phone call at work telling me that I had rectal adenocarcinoma, and
So when they did your colonoscopy, um, back up for just a minute. They, I know whenever they were doing your procedure, um, I was there at the hospital, and I know it took a lot longer than normal. I mean, to me, it seemed like it did. You were back there for a long time, and I kept waiting for the doctor to come out and tell us, you were okay, and uh, and what was going on. But uh, let me just fill in the part where, of course, you were asleep and everything, but he finally come out, and the doctor told, he says, that there were some issues going on. One, you'd had a lot of bleeding, so they had trouble trying to control the bleeding. But he said they found two polyps in there, very large polyps, and one he was really, really concerned with. Um, he said normally he could look at them and tell what they were, and to him, the one of them that bled really bad looked like cancer to him. I was floored because this was not what we were expecting. We weren't expecting anything at all. And he said he was sending them off to have them checked, but he really, in his mind, he felt like it was cancer. And of course, the year before, we had just gone through something with my mom. We had lost my mother the year before, and she had passed away with rectal melanoma. And so hearing that really uh, uh, was scary. Um, but he said they had to send it off. We were coming up on the holiday. It was around July the 4th, just before that, so it was going to take a little bit longer. And of course, had to tell you about it after you woke up. And a few days went by, and they called you and told you that the biopsy come back positive. And what was it they called it?
it was rectal adenocarcinoma.
Rectal
Adenocarcinoma.
exactly what you just said. Um, they said they wanted to start treating it aggressively and right away. They had recommended a colorectal surgeon, which we knew somebody already and wanted you to see that particular doctor. He had treated my mom, and you knew the doctor personally. And so we wanted to see him, and they got you in to see him like just a few
In
days.
2 days.
And they had sent you to have MRI, CT scans, everything immediately. They put a rush on everything. Then things kind of got very interesting because we went to see that doctor, the surgeon, and he told us we had nothing to worry about. There had been a big mix up. You didn't have cancer. That everything was, there was a big mistake made. No cancer was found. That what they did see, they removed it all, and you were going to be fine. But then a week later, what
I
happens?
get a call back saying that he had went before the board, the tumor board, and that it was definitely cancer. That he was really shocked, and after they had their meeting and really got into looking at different things, that it was positively cancer.
Wow.
So we had done a whole lot of praying, and he told me then that I would have to wait. I think it was 2 months,
Yeah.
and before they could do the surgery. And so we waited and we prayed and we went to church and we give it to God. And the first day I found out, it was scary. I didn't know how to even take the news. Um, I come home and I told my husband that I needed to talk to him, and I was blessed because I had somebody there that was really just like, okay, well, we're just going to do this and we're going to get through it. And we did. Um, I didn't I didn't get down and out. I prayed and I give it to God, and I just knew God had it. And so um,
So they scheduled your surgery.
mhm.
You waited about 8 weeks. They scheduled your surgery, and so the doctor went in and they took out a very, very small section. Fortunately, the area that was affected in your colon was very small, so they were able to remove that section. And he come out and said he got all the cancer. They were able to remove all of that.
It's like 1 inch.
Yeah, it
It
wasn't
wasn't
very
very
big. It
big
was
at all.
about a 1 inch section. They removed that section of it, said that they got it all. You were clean. Um, they took care of it, but said you would have to have multiple colonoscopies done for the next couple of years or so. And
I have to go back once every 6 months to have a colonoscopy done now.
and CT scans, all that. And so they keep a close eye on you to make sure that it doesn't come back. But he said it was like less than a 10 or 12% chance of it coming back on you. But so fortunately, and we're very blessed and favored that they were able to get all of that and take care of it. And um, you technically wasn't having any symptoms there prior, so you just you didn't know. And so I'm going to ask you, what do you tell people that are not getting colonoscopies done and don't even think about it, and that are above the age of 45 and that have never had a colonoscopy?
It's important to get your colonoscopy. I seen, like, my mom, whenever she had to get hers, and it was like I didn't want to have to go through the prep and all that. It was awful watching her, and I just didn't want to have to go through it, so I didn't. But it's important to get your colonoscopy because I had no idea. Like, I had no symptoms. I had no idea what was going on.
Right.
And so if I hadn't have went, though, it could have gotten to a point that it was really bad, and then it wouldn't have turned out the way it did.
Right.
So it's important. You have to get that colonoscopy. It's
Right.
not as bad as finding out you have cancer and it being so far gone because you just didn't want to go through it.
Right. My mother had had a colonoscopy done 6 months before she found out she had cancer, and unfortunately they had missed hers, and hers was untreatable by the time they found it. And unfortunately, when they did find it, hers was so untreatable they gave her 3 or 4 months to live, and she lived about 7 months. And by that time, of course, it was just too late. But fortunately, you got a colonoscopy done. You went through the prep work. I remember that it was not a good sight. It wasn't good that you had to go through. I remember having to go out at midnight to get some more medicine because you had threw it all up. But the doctor called you in something else. But the prep work is not pleasant to go through. But however, in the end, it was worth it.
Completely necessary.
I'm coming up on almost 60 years old, so I'm fixing to have to do another one. I had one done at 50. I've had several in the past when I was younger, but I had one done at 50 and I was clean. I've got to have one at 60. I'm probably going to ask to have one done sooner because of the fact my mom. I want to make sure that there's nothing there because things can be inherited, but you recommend that especially women get that colonoscopy done. Ask your doctor about getting it, especially if you're at the age of 45. They used to be 50, they moved it to 45 because the younger people are getting colon cancer now. It used to be a death sentence when you got a colon cancer, and it's treatable now if it's found at a younger age.
It's treatable, but you've got to catch it.
Exactly.
And like I said, I had no symptoms.
Right.
I had no idea that
you had acid reflux.
I did, and that was it.
Yeah, right.
So the endoscopy would have caught that.
Right.
So I would, and there's no prep there. So I would have never found out anything about the colon cancer.
Right.
Had my doctor not said, "Oh, well, since we're going to do the endoscopy, we're going to go ahead and do this colonoscopy too."
Right.
So it's very important to get your colonoscopy.
Right.
Don't not get it because of the prep or just whatever, because you can feel fine and you've got cancer. So
when I had to do the prep at 50 years old, you had to drink some stuff that was really, really nasty. It was sour.
Yeah.
And you drank like a gallon of it. Whenever you did it the last couple of times, you took some pills followed by lots and lots of water, took more pills, lots and lots of water. It was an all-night thing, and all the way up until like 5 o'clock in the morning. Fortunately, you got to go to sleep the next day for the colonoscopy and slept the whole day afterwards.
Right.
But fortunately, it paid off, and I have my wife here today because of it. I don't know what I'd have done if we hadn't had that colonoscopy and found it later on when it was too late. But I'm very fortunate and blessed that was taken care of, and it didn't turn out to be something major later on. So we encourage people to get the colonoscopy. Talk to your doctor. I don't know about that stuff they show on TV where you send in some poop in a jar or can or whatever it is and send it off. But I can guarantee you one thing: a colonoscopy is probably the way to go.
Yes.
It's not 100%, I know, because it was missed on my mom, but it is probably the way to go now. And we just want to encourage you to get those colonoscopies done. Talk to your doctor. It saves lives, right?
Yep.
Well,
Definitely.
Thank you for watching, and we appreciate you watching. Like our channel, please. Subscribe to it. You never know what you're going to get here. It's going to be a little bit of everything, all kinds of stuff. But thank you for watching today. And like and subscribe. Thank you.